Checking in early, we have got some surprises for you. This floor plan, under $300 a week. Mark, what do you think?
Where can you buy a property on the Northern Beaches for a mortgage of $279 per week? That's going to be part of tonight's discussion on Novak News.
Yep. And we're going to talk about a house that'll bring you around that $600 per week price point as well. So we've got some real exciting stuff to talk about. Michael's joining us right now, and we're going to get into it.
Michael Burgess.
Michael.
Hello, Michael's here.
Good to
Okay,
see
we can
you.
start now.
Let's have a chat, guys. Let's have a chat. So we've got... Just going to get our questions up so we can, we can talk live.
Thank you, Michael, that's yours too.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think we've been this organised and structured.
Very structured, very organised.
This one may suck then. we're used to winging. It's like studying for an exam.
We've studied.
Yeah.
The results will come.
Yeah.
We have. So, guys, something we had a bit of a revelation on this morning is we're sitting in our sales meeting and we had a calculator that looked like this. And we were going through the maths and we were discussing what good buying it is in the marketplace at the moment. This particular property, Steve, you've been doing a lot of work on it.
Yeah, definitely. Look, top floor, east facing, you're about 100 metres to the beach. I'll even turn it down a notch to 50 metres to the beach. And you can own this property. So hopefully that's coming up nice and clear. It's located at apartment 17 at 115 Oaks Avenue. And this is on the market right now, guiding 445 to 469.
Wow.
Prices that are just amazing.
Look at the floor plan as well. Great
Flip it over.
plan.
Check it.
So how can you do that? That's the big question.
Yeah.
How can we do this? So let's have a deeper look into it and what's involved. So 400, and let's break down the numbers. We'll break down the numbers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're buying it for
So purchasing
445.
price, say 450.
So you're buying it for 450.
You've got a 10% deposit. So let's just round that down to a 90% loan at 400,000.
400k loan.
Yep. And a lot of people don't realise that you can still get an interest-only loan. Everybody seems to think they're done. You've got to be talking to the right people. We can definitely help you with that. But let's talk.
You've got to have a great broker in this market. The key to unlocking great buys and getting in is a phenomenal broker. We've got phenomenal brokers that work for us.
Yep.
Because the broker's got access to 30 lenders. A lot of people are still just going into the bank, seeing the best deal they can do, where the brokers because as much as you're hearing that funding is tightening up, it has with the big four, but there are 30 other lenders who just want to give you money.
That's it. So there's
Great
opportunity.
rates.
Opportunity still for interest-only loans.
So tell us, you get a loan for 400k, what's that going to cost you?
Yeah. So if you've got a good broker, you can pick up an interest-only loan at 3.5%.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
So let's do 3.5 on there,
You
mate.
want to do 3.75?
Let's do 3.75 because most people will come back and say to me 3.9.
Yeah. What's that equal?
Oh.
That 400 times.
How'd you go at maths at school?
Not bad.
Yeah.
I'm just typing it in because I stuffed it up.
Yeah.
Wow. What's that per week though?
Oh, I'm glad you've asked.
Yeah.
So we're going to do...
I don't talk per
15,000
annum.
per
I know
annum.
my weekly income with my weekly expenses. Fuck, that's
So
good.
what are we talking?
279 per week.
Yeah.
I lied, but it's close enough.
279-ish.
Look, it's under 3.
So hang on a sec.
Yeah.
So you're...
And how much is the rent for? Or how much would you have to rent that for?
All right, let me just go and talk about little Johnny first. So little Johnny's at home. He's living with mum and dad. Little Johnny wants to buy a property. He's 19. He was working at McDonald's for 3 years, and now he's just got a job working, earning whatever he's earning.
Domino's.
That's where you were.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
He's upgraded.
Plug for Domino's. So little Johnny wants to buy a property. He goes to mum and dad. If mum and dad can spot him, or if he has saved that amount of money, I know there's some kids at 18, 19 that have saved that have saved that amount of money.
Saved it,
Some
spent
a
it,
lot that have spent
saved
it.
it, yeah.
Michael. So little Johnny comes along. Little Johnny has his deposit of 45,000.
Yeah,
Little Johnny doesn't need a stamp duty.
That's right. So
Little Johnny doesn't have to pay stamp duty because he's a first home buyer.
Yep. So anything under the 650, zero stamp duty for you guys, and there's exemptions up to 800.
So little Johnny
650,
moves
zero.
in.
Yep.
Little Johnny moves in. If little Johnny can earn $279 per week, he's got the ability to pay back the mortgage. Now, I know it sounds like we're selling ice cream to kids, but it's
as simple as it is.
We're pimping property at the moment. But, you know, you can't tell me, guys, I always hear about affordability in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Always how hard it is for kids to buy in the current market. And I get the hard thing here is probably going to be
the deposit.
The
no
deposit.
doubt.
With the whole thing, and that's bloody hard to
You
save
can
that amount of
understand
money
that.
clear. I get that.
How else could little Johnny come up with that deposit if he was eager with a good job?
Little Johnny could do lots of things. He could do 3 jobs. Guarantor. Mum and Dad could give little Johnny the money. Put in the bank, and off he goes. He can get, he can work weekends. But point is, $279 a week. Little Johnny can buy a property in DY. How long? 50 metres from the beach.
50 metres, and he can live in it. He can live in that property.
And then some people say, no, well, there's no properties for sale at that amount. Yes, there is. Some people say, well, you can't do it for $275. It's $279. Yes, you can. Some people will say, well, what about the stamp duty? Well, it's paid for by the government. That's example of buying a property on the Northern Beach is what's brilliant buying these guys out there. Now, your other example was rent. Little Johnny wants to even stay home, and
because his cleaning's done for him, his cooking's done for him, shirt's ironed. Why would he want to move in? But he knows the property market is the way to create wealth. It's great buying at the moment, so he rents it out. What would rent for, Stefan? Something
like that. I mean, that proximity, you get a couple in there, you'd easily be achieving $400 a week, but you'd probably be pushing a little bit more. What's that?
You're in my light.
I'm doing you a favour.
Sorry, mate. I'm
doing you a favour.
A shadow.
I'll just sit over here.
Yeah, right, but yeah, look, 4 to 450. You'd be getting $400 a week there, boys. So it'd be a pretty good pickup.
Therefore, if he doesn't move in, it's actually making him money.
It's making money.
So a lot of talk at the moment is the fear of negative gearing being taken away. And I think what a lot of savvy investors are looking for now is they're still buying, but they're now looking for opportunities that are positively geared, which basically means after all your expenses and the return, you've actually got money left over. And that's going to be the key moving forward, because we've had the luxury over the last 4 or 5 years of a lot of capital growth, but it's all going to come down to cash is king. So positively geared properties will be the strategy to make money in a tighter market.
Can I do those calculation numbers again? So little Johnny's bought it $279 a week. How much rent was it? $450.
Just say we were conservative at 400. Say 400 a week.
Beach there. Wow, that's real conservative.
Let's be real estate agents. Let's say 510.
All right, so we'll do 400 then. Okay,
let's do this.
400. Little Johnny rented for 400 times $400 a week for 52 weeks of the year. Little Johnny rents it for $20,800 a year. $20,800 a year, and then little Johnny's got 15 grand's worth of interest. He's got $5 grand. Little Johnny's going to have strata, water, and council to pay.
Chat came through to buy the property.
Oh look, we just had a chat for 450k property. Hey,
done. Come in now.
So guys, it's possible. It's out there. If you're an investor, creaming it at the moment because you're buying for such low prices. If you're little Johnny, first home buyer, creaming it because it's only costing you $279 a week. And I know probably the next question one's going to ask themselves is maybe I should just wait because there's going to be more pain in the market.
Maybe you'll just miss out on an opportunity like this. So, if you're ready to buy, because we didn't have these opportunities. When's the last time you saw something like this?
No, not for like $279 a week to be that close to the beach in a one bed. It's got parking as well. It's got a car space, it's got a laundry, everything. Look, I wouldn't wait, and I'll tell you why. If it tightens up any further with banking, little Johnny's not going to get a loan. So I think it's pretty important that you take advantage of an opportune time in the market, and there's not it's economically, I think, look, the next 12 to 24 months, cash flow you want to make sure is you got to make sure your cash flow is king. But in terms of eroding property prices, what you reckon this is going to be 350, 400? I don't think so.
No.
It's on the beach there. So
and also, as you're saying, with lending tightening up, even though it may, even like something as little as a 90% loan that the bank will do, that's shifting to 85%, which doesn't seem like a lot, but on that property, little Johnny's going to come up with an extra 12 to 13 grand.
Yeah.
That could be another 6 months of saving. So yes, it may become 5 grand cheaper, but if they change the lending to only 90%, which a lot of banks are still doing, to 85%, he's got to come up with 12 grand. So regardless, you won't be able to buy it now.
A bigger deposit.
Yeah, or bigger deposit.
Antonius was watching. How are Antonius?
Hey, Jeff. How you doing?
Buddy, you've got to pop in.
Yeah.
So
I think that covers little Johnny.
Yeah, you just if you can, you buy
however,
now.
What if little Johnny wants to buy a house?
Oh,
What can we do there?
thank you for asking.
Well, it depends on how much money mum and dad have for little Johnny.
Well, not necessarily. So at the moment in Warriewood, we've got blocks of land starting from 750,000 to purchase. So that worked off minus the deposit, get a loan of 700,000. It worked out about $665 per week. No, $472 per week to fund the land.
But I do have to say, this is not about Novak News is not about forcing property down people's throat tonight. But it's more about educating you on,
how to look at it,
what you can actually do. So there was one which we would see as a stellar purchase.
Yeah.
And look, hey guys, you can do this. We're going to show you how. But number two is that, and it's not just like, oh, here, we got this, we got this, we got that, we got this.
Correct.
These are compelling purchases, and maybe make you think about real estate a little bit different than you would have already been thinking. So this one, Michael, sorry?
Yes, so you've got land that you can purchase for $750,000 with, at that interest rate...
Northern Beaches,
Warriewood.
Yeah.
Oh, God's country.
They've named the street Bubbalo Street officially.
God's
So
street.
there's no bias. So which would be $470 a week repayment for the land. Now, in this case, the one thing to look at also when you're buying land is if the soil works and the civil works have been done. Because a lot of people come up to us going, well, there's that block, but then I can just buy this knockdown, which is a larger block. But
and you get smashed.
So a lot of cost, that sort of blowout or time, is in soil preparation, where if they've got the wrong foundation, because there's been a house on, this is for any knockdown to keep in mind. If there's been a house on it for 60 years, does not mean you can build a new house to the new standards.
Right.
For soil, the gas, sloping, everything. So a key thing to look at when you're looking at knockdowns or land subdivisions are if the land works has already been done. And also with services, gas, NBN, electricity, all the fun stuff. Just land, just build. Compared to a knockdown where those costs and knocking down a property can be from 80 grand to 200 grand. I've seen that blow out. So to get fresh land, $470 a week, and because that land work's done, it makes the build time a lot quicker.
Yeah, it just blows my mind that you can be in a house on the Northern Beaches on your own block of land, Torrens title, no strata, not like
no
a strata,
no common walls,
no common walls,
level block.
How much?
For $1 million bucks. Cost you
$9.99.
$9.99.
Nah.
$1 million total. So those repayments was at $670 a week.
Yeah, it was about $670 a week for the house.
I'm glad you've asked me while I've got my calculator here. $9.99, and what do we do? What interest rate are we doing it on?
Just do 3.7. 3.7.
You can take 10% off that you've paid as your deposit. No?
Yeah. 36 grand a year to live in a house, a brand new house on the Northern Beaches. House, unit, thinks it's cheap. Look, $710 a week, you're in a brand new house, that's cheaper than a 2-bedroom unit.
You got minus the deposit you've already paid, so it came about $670.
Oh, yeah.
That's if you're using equity to fund it all.
Yes, that's if you're borrowing 100%. 100%. Can I redo those figures, guys?
So 900,000 at times 0.037.
Look how fluid that is.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Divided by 52 because I speak per weekly. I'm sure a lot of the audience does.
It's a new thing, us talking per week.
Yeah.
It took us a while.
640.
640, you can be in a brand new house and you've borrowed 90%. Most people buying a house are not going to borrow 90%. Most people buying a house have already sold their, you're going to sell their unit. They're going to put in 300 cash, maybe 400.
That's a good upshot.
And then 300 a week, you're living in a house because you sold your unit and pulled that into cash.
Yeah, and that's 3 bedrooms as well. And the build time, because the land works have done, it's about 4 months these guys guarantee depending on weather, so 6 months, but
Yep.
a guarantee sounds good. Not 2 years where you see some builds, but a lot of that is the struggle of getting out of the ground.
All right. So talked about getting little Johnny buying a unit, putting down a 10% deposit. It only cost him $279 a week.
Yep.
We talked about big Johnny with maybe
Teams
one,
up with his brother.
tease up with brother. Yeah.
It could
Johnny
be the,
and Jack.
It could be the next
Jack.
step for little Johnny.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Or a young couple in DY selling their 2-bedroom unit. Got a bit of money behind them. They can get into a brand new house. Only going to cost them what was it?
670 a week.
640,
Okay.
660.
Now that's some compelling stuff for
Yep.
the week. That's sort of an epiphany that we had a little bit with pricing and how cheap it was when you break
Because
it
rates
down
are
per
falling,
week.
so it's like pricing falling,
Yeah.
rates falling.
Yeah.
It's just all signs pointing well.
So Lisa's numbers, Lisa's head spinning with numbers. So let's talk about fluff.
Oh, so clearance rates.
Fluff. All right, those numbers.
Yeah.
Ladies. Okay, let's talk about herbal stuff in property. You had an auction this week. Failed.
Yep, didn't sell. 21 Ethel Ave, freestanding building in Brookvale. We're seeing a shift in that sort of industrial market where
Good time to buy.
very good time to buy. I was speaking to a lot of buyers out there, and some of the ethos is something that because you only get, with the commercial market, you see it a little bit probably 6 months later, because unlike residential where you're seeing 3 of the 4 deals per week.
Peak's over.
Peak's over.
Peak's
Yeah,
over?
Done.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you calling it today?
Yeah.
The peak of the commercial property market?
Yeah.
Really?
Definitely. When seeing buyer numbers, where I had one last auction last year, activity was say 70 to 90 buyers through that in the week leading up to Christmas, and then to have like a superior property, Harbord Road. These properties come up like every 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
And to see the inquiries, even in the first week comparison from 20 to 4, and just like there wasn't that intensity through it. So
good buying.
great buying, because especially when it comes to commercial, you go through just
Buy.
always
Just buy.
Especially when you're looking at industrial property, it's going to go through a lot of cycles. So
Yep.
this time last year, a property like that where there were properties that were pricing at 1.8, they're selling for 2.5, because you'd be going to auction, you'd have 3 or 4 of the investors out there, they're leveraging equity. That's one thing that's sort of come back a bit as well, how a bank will perceive your equity. Sometimes, or at the moment, they want a lot more cash, and you to be able to service it, not just the tenant. So it means that property, instead of it selling for 1.8, it was going for 2.5. Now you're going to pick it up for 1.8 or a better deal. Like Ethel Avenue, $2 million, 625 square metre block of land, 1,000 internal. It's fucking good buying.
It's good buying. Guys, just so you know, we are live. If you want to run any questions out to us, we do have access to be able to see those questions. So shoot them out. We'll answer them for you.
Yep.
We did a couple of other stories this week. What other stories did we cover?
No,
Bit of an
also,
action-packed week.
yeah, but I also think buy numbers have been strong.
Buy
and
numbers, yeah. So
the delay to buy. Like,
Yeah, Michael
You
and I
did more
had-
numbers. More
had a
numbers.
good chat. More
I've
numbers,
got more
sorry,
numbers
Lisa.
for you.
Sorry.
Sorry.
But more
One more
numbers.
number.
More
One
numbers.
more number.
We'll talk
More
people.
numbers.
We had-
More
that's
people.
still- yeah,
That's it.
I don't
So
know.
Michael and I, again, we keep bringing up the land, but over the last 7 days, we've done 4 deals in this release.
Yeah.
Compared to how do you benchmark that as a buyer? Like we were doing maybe one every fortnight, and now just 4 in one week.
4 in 1 week. 4 in 1 week. And Michael and I were talking about, the relationships we've got with these buyers. Where did we meet these buyers? Where did they come through from? What avenues? And we're actually finding that these buyers a lot of them were in the market, 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And they might have been a little bit hesitant to make decisions, and there seems to be a little bit more confidence with them now.
Because the owner goes to us, what did you do this week different? And we're like,
Everything.
yeah, everything.
Wow, where do we start?
We did this.
Where do we start? It's
But
huge.
it was just that buyer line, because I was on the news, it's that FOMO, fear of missing out, has sort of come out. So people are looking at the numbers, they're speaking to multiple brokers, they're just taking their time.
Yeah.
The reality is they've got it, but as an agent, you just got to keep with them. And instead of being, I think a big thing is like, instead of you like it or you don't, like what's stopping you buying it? Because I'm still finding people aren't coming to our opens and just being like, fuck property, like it's no good. They're wanting to buy, but they don't necessarily tell you what's stopping them and what they need to. So
You know what I find really interesting about property is that people, when people come along, I'll give an example of 3 cars. 2 cars.
More numbers.
It's numbers 8.
Yeah.
This is not numbers. This is negotiating technique. One car says that it's offers over 22,000. It's a red Falcon, red Toyota Corolla. There you go. It's better. Diplomatic. The other car says that it's priced at 20,500. Which car would you buy?
20,500.
Yeah.
No. What I would do is I would make an offer of 19,000 on both cars. And what you guys just said is exactly what buyers actually do, which I'm perplexed by. So what you got to do is, if there's a property out there that you like, if there's 5 that you like, if there's 10 that you like on a Saturday, putting in an offer is for free.
Yeah.
Right?
And an
So
offer
it'd
doesn't
be
mean...
like going to the pub and only asking one girl out, and when she says no, you stop.
Correct.
Keep going.
You just work the room, but only the good-looking ones.
I'm not allowed at the pub. Sorry, guys.
This is hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
It's
And this is to come away
boys.
from numbers. For
Love it.
Lisa.
And you're coming away from numbers.
I got your back, Les.
Handbags and
Yeah.
shoes. But guys,
It's
in this market, you know, if half of the properties that you like, make an offer on all of those properties, and then just see where it goes. You know, you may find that they all come back and say no, and then 2 or 3 or 4 weeks later, an agent rings you back and go, hey, you know, the offer you put in, like, you've got to do it.
And
And it's so
to
true.
make an offer market.
Because vendors won't always be where they need to be to sell. Like, there's no hiding it. It's coming into a buyer's market. So if they're on the market to sell, they want to sell, and they're never going to just, that's my bottom price. You need to work with them. You need to. That's very another. You just need to work with it, and the best tool you can do
Massage
for
it.
the best tool for an agent is an offer. Put it on a contract, sit it there, and then they can go have that conversation with the vendor. Because as much as we can do these numbers of, especially the compression video, we can explain to them they may be taking less than what they were expecting, or what they would have.
Watch my compression video.
We'll put in the link. We'll put in the link,
Yeah.
which will make sense. Where, as an agent, we have your offer.
More numbers.
More numbers. We take it to the vendor, and maybe from last year could have sold 20 grand more, but they're actually buying a house now. They're buying Warriewood, which was originally 300 grand more, and then we can help them through that process. So, but we can't do that if you don't make the offer. So make the offer.
It's a make an offer market, kids.
And we're not America. It's not binding.
No. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's
true.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
We're not going to come down and issue a lawsuit that you've made this offer.
It's
Have fun
free.
with it. Get
Yes.
involved.
Looking forward to seeing everyone on Saturday with your
Stans
offers.
is going to
Thank
get
you.
20 offers
Thank
on
you.
it.
Now we've got Lisa talking about Tom Panos again.
Oh,
Far out.
She really
He's the
likes
best,
him,
He's
eh?
the best trainer in the country.
yeah, he's number one.
So in comparison to Sydney, our numbers are excellent. Tom Panos is a great advisor. Good on you, Tom.
Yep. Well, Northern Beach's auction rate 71%.
Compared to?
Compared to Upper North Shore 46%. If you're at Melbourne, they were 48%, I believe.
Oh, can I just say before we close off, something that I'm really passionate about and that's really giving me the shits? Melbourne. Like,
Great.
we're just getting
How's
hammered.
it going? How's it going?
We're getting hammered by Melbourne. Everyone likes Melbourne. Melbourne's the most livable city in the world, right? You know what happened there? We were pumping. We got the harbour. We got absolutely everything going for us. We had the Olympics even. We're the attraction city, and Melbourne's pipped us. The nightlife in Sydney is tough.
We learnt the word no.
The drinking laws. It's a nanny state. We've got to loosen up. If we're going to compete worldwide on a worldwide scale with other cities, we've really got to start loosening up and having a bit of fun. I had someone had a go. We were raising money for our bike ride we're doing at the front of the office on Saturday.
Yeah,
and the guy's giving me a hard time. It's a fundraiser. We've got a barbecue cooking sausages that we're giving away for free.
Yeah.
And if people want to donate, they can. It's like, loosen up, buddy. I didn't say that. I just said, I'm very sorry. Would you like a sausage? But
Did you take one?
Hey,
Take one. Did you take one?
no, he was just angry. He took a photo. Yeah, but But yeah, Melbourne, Sydney, Melbourne,
Totally
it's in the
different.
photo. But Melbourne, Sydney, we got to, and I'm not saying it's a big competition of which state's better, but I think we got to learn that if they're prospering and they're doing well, why aren't we? And what are the areas that we can do in our city? I'm proud of Sydney. I love Sydney. You know, it's climatically, it's economically, it's just the best. But you know, you go to Melbourne, you know, it's just fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've loosened up. They have a go. They'll put a cafe in a stupid place and everyone loves
and then
it.
put graffiti all over the wall,
Graffiti everywhere. That's fine.
Eat coffee
guys.
at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, you can have the cat bowl all over there in front of the cafe, but no, not in Sydney. No, dog bowl. Dog bowl.
Yeah.
But message out there. What can we do about it as individuals? Is I think first of all we can just be really conscious about it.
Yeah.
And then just
Tourism and education based on tourism is one of our biggest economical drivers and population. So our property growth is so strong because of our population growth.
Yeah.
Now, if people are we're going to Australia, before it was Sydney, Sydney, Sydney. Now Melbourne, if you see the numbers, which I can put a graph in the thingo,
Numbers.
it's getting, I'll do it in a bar graph or a pie chart.
Yeah.
It's just growing. So, and if that starts swaying one direction, because we constantly say no to barbecue, no to that coffee shop, no to that.
Yeah.
It's just going to have that ethos right around. Like, look how DY Beachfront has Ignited, especially more on that Sunday since they redid the front.
Seriously.
I wasn't around then, but you guys were.
Yeah.
It was a shit fight, DY Beach, when they wanted to open up that boardwalk.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, no, we're losing car spaces, Like, idiots.
And look at it now.
You're losing car spaces, but you're getting somewhere for people to sit. There's nowhere for people to sit. We want them to sit, and now it's better.
Yeah.
Meriton.
Absolutely.
Right?
Everyone was hating on that. Next thing you know, you watch that the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years.
I can't wait for some live music in the middle, to be honest. I'm waiting for that, personally. A little bit like the Corso.
Maybe this is something you can start.
Go Bird.
I'm tone deaf, so I won't do well with that. But that you're that empty. That's what's going to ignite it.
Yeah.
What can everyone do as individuals? Say yes.
Just say
support,
yes.
Support business, support new ideas coming into our area.
Yeah.
Even just on a smaller scale, just on DY, Northern Beaches, like let's get behind local stuff.
Yeah. Perfect.
Love it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Any questions, put them in the bottom of the post. We'll answer them for you.
And see you Saturday with lots of offers.
Yeah, make an offer market.
See you soon.
Done.